New hope for people who can't seem to lose weight with diet and exercise alone. Now, a drug can help you knock off 10% of your body weight. It's getting a huge thumbs up, and that brings it one step closer to getting approved. The FDA may approve a weight loss drug for the first time in 10 years. An advisory panel is recommending the approval of Cipullo. The prescription drug cuts your appetite. People who did try it lost about 10% of their body weight, a big amount. The FDA rejected it, though, in 2010. Now advisors are saying the benefits outweigh the health risks. The FDA could decide in April what they will do. Dr. Richard Fershine joins us live from New York. He specializes in family and preventative medicine. Also here, registered dietitian Laura Cipullo is here. Great to see you both. Doctor, I do want to start with you. Is this a red flag in your opinion that the FDA rejected it in 2010 and in the past? Or do you think that the obesity epidemic has gotten so bad that the FDA is kind of changing how they feel?
I think the FDA took that into account. The problem with these drugs is they don't really solve the problem. But we do have 80 million Americans currently as listed as obese. The FDA looked at that and said, we need to do something about it. They initially declared this drug a problem because it's made of two different medications with significant side effects. One is topiramate, which is used to treat seizures and migraines, and the other is phentermine, which is also approved for short-term obesity.
All right, Laura, what do you think of the drug overall after hearing those side effects also from Dr. Fershine? And also, what would you say to people who say, I've tried everything else, nothing is working for me, I'm willing to risk the side effects because I need to lose weight and get healthy?
The one drug is already out on the market, that's Topamax, and my clients are already using Topamax, and I think if you're using that in conjunction with diet, exercise, and counseling, it can be effective, but I wouldn't recommend it for just anyone, and this would be a last measure to use.
Laura, do you think that people risk taking it, people that you wouldn't recommend it to, meaning if someone's, let's say, 5 pounds overweight and they'd like to lose the 5 pounds, you wouldn't recommend going on a drug if that's your situation, correct?
Right. This is only a medication for someone that's morbidly obese, and it should only be prescribed by a doctor. I wouldn't recommend it as an over-the-counter option.
Dr. Fershine, what do you think of Cipullo? If the FDA does say, okay, we're allowing you to take this, and you have someone come to you and say, I can't get off of my couch, I can't lose the weight, I have a severe problem here, would you recommend something else, maybe counseling, an exercise routine where they hire a trainer, something more serious?
Yeah, absolutely. In my practice, you know, we deal with a significant number of patients who have obesity issues. They need to take nutritional supplements are helpful. Their diet is critical. Many people just eat too many carbohydrates. They're eating a lot of junk food. We have to teach people how to keep weight off. Once people were on this medication, even though they had a 10% reduction in their weight, after a year, they put the weight back on. And studies have shown that when you put back weight, it comes back on as fat. You lose fat and muscle, but you put the weight back on as fat. So it's important for people to really use a comprehensive approach to dealing with weight loss.
We've seen, Dr. Fershine, TV shows where they do isolate people and they teach them how to eat and work out. So really it's a lifestyle change, would you say?
Yeah, and many people actually become addicted to eating because they use it as a way to deal with depression or deal with anger, or they get themselves into situations where they're really not able to control themselves, or they use substitutes, sugar substitutes, which have actually been shown to increase weight. So at the end of the day, it's really important when you decide to take this medication to really go through an educational program. Don't just ask your doctor for this particular drug. It is being used. The drugs that are in this are available and on the market. There are significant risks for women who are pregnant, for instance, who might consider becoming pregnant, doubling the risk of birth defects if they take this medication. So we need to think about it. What the FDA has done at this point is a panel has approved it. The FDA will decide in April if it's going to go forward. I think it's time for people, because everyone's going to hear about it, It's time for people to educate themselves, talk to their doctors, and make sure they're on a comprehensive program for dealing with weight loss.
And Laura, final word, is there any quick fix like a drug, or is it really all about changing your lifestyle, what you're eating, and how you're moving?
I think the most important thing for people to recognize is that weight loss is possible. Research has shown through the diabetes prevention study and through other research studies that whatever diet you're on, as long as it's long-term, you can lose the weight, you can lower your cholesterol, whether it's a low-carb, high-protein diet. Most important is that they get out there, they try and lose weight and know that they can do it. There's the National Weight Control Registry that people can then participate in, and there's research showing that 10,000 people are successful at doing this.
I think support is key, Laura. You said it. Laura Cipullo and Dr. Fershine, thank you.
Thank you.